Two Eyes.
Hi guys, this is Mike and this will be a shootout between 6 different pitch shifters, whammy pedals and octave pedals, right? So in some instances these 6 pedals do exactly the same thing if you want them to, but on the other hand I feel they give you, each one of these pedals gives you other options basically to shape your sound. I will try to go into as much detail as possible in this video. I actually prepared a couple of user cases, scenarios if you will, and let's actually start with the first one, which is a pretty common one, a pretty popular one, is to basically turn your guitar into a bass, right? So for example, if you are a one-man band or if you do use a looper pedal and you already recorded like 50,000 guitar loops on there and they sound beautiful and lush and nice, but you would like to take care of the low frequencies, you don't necessarily have to have a bass at hand. You can totally use one of these pedals to give you 1 octave lower from your direct guitar signal, right? And so yeah, I prepared them for this first user case. Let's actually check them out. This is the Boss OC-5. No, this is the clean sound first. Right? That was the poly mode. Let's start with the vintage mode. No tone control, unfortunately. Actually, the only pedal that has a tone control of some sorts is this pedal here. But let's go to the Digitech drop. Okay, so this was the first setting. Let's quickly make a quick comparison round. 2 things to notice. Both Digitech pedals don't have a volume or a level control. So it is what it is, basically. And as you will notice, they are not as loud in volume as the other ones. Also to note is that the Electro Harmonix pitchfork does add a little bit of noise, right? Okay, so that was the first user case, the first scenario. The second one is the same, but where we can go 1 octave even lower, we'll try to do that. So the pitchfork and the OC-5 give me this option, and actually the Ricochet does as well. So this is 1 octave down, so the second octave, second sub of octave actually. First. There's a little bit of latency, and also, as you might notice, the sound gets worse the farther down we go, basically, right? Interesting. Okay, so that was the second octave. Well, that's pretty unusable in this case. The pitchfork even goes to the 3rd sub-octave. Wow, that's That's pretty much unusable. I actually really like the first one. Okay, so let's actually go to the third user case, which is the same thing as before, one octave down, but with full chords, right? Let's see what happens. So I actually feel that the Pitchfork had a better tracking. That's just, no. No, it doesn't sound too nice. The NANO POG was quite okay. No, it doesn't seem to work at all, even in the poly mode, the drop. Yeah, so as long as you like play single notes, even fast, I feel it's okay. But a complex chord, I mean, this is just an E chord, an E major chord, but we have 6 notes basically at the same time, and I feel these pedals struggle there. I don't know what's going on with the OC-5. Yeah, okay, so that was that use case. The next scenario is actually to turn the direct level a little bit up. Let's see how that goes. We stay at the octave down mode, and then we have the clean guitar and the octave down guitar, right? So 2 signals basically. The OC-5 is advertised as having an intelligent pitch shifter there. So even if you hit a chord, it's supposed to find the lowest note and only transpose that lowest note, right? So that in theory is pretty cool. That means that you could play your songs, right? And you would have an automatic bass there, right? So let's see how that goes. Yeah, so slower chords I feel are no problem at all, but it struggles a little bit with like fast chord changes, or even sometimes it seems to stay at the same bass note, right? And it seems to jump a little bit. Yeah, let's do the same thing at the vintage mode. No, so the poly mode is the right one for that. No, they actually have that lowest setting, which sounds the best. Problem with this mode is there's actually a lot of latency there, right? So when you hear the clean guitar, the direct guitar, and the bass is always a little bit behind, right? Yeah. Okay, let's do the same thing at the drop. So I think this is a polyphonic effect, but it has really trouble with tracking. I mean, it does work at single notes, right? Let's do the same thing at the whammy. Here we have to pick this here. Same thing as on the drop. The more complex the signal is, the more it has kind of like problems with, oh yeah, and the way we're going to do that is with the blend knob set to half, right? On the pitchfork. Yeah, again, single notes are no problem. There's a little bit of tracking issues with chord stuff. Let's do the same thing with this pedal here. Let me turn the tone to 12 o'clock. Still not perfect tracking. Let's see how the NANO POG does. Let's actually set them to half where possible. Yeah, so I don't think that these pedals are made for chord work, except maybe the OC-5, but that has tracking issues in that mode, right? The idea behind that is actually awesome. I mean, to play chords, your song, you could sing, and you would have a really nice full bass line there. Even if it's just the lowest note that you play, it would still be very cool. Anyway. So both POGs, the pitchfork and the octave, are pretty nice in this setting. I feel that the pitchfork adds a little bit of highs, but the downside of that is it also adds noise, right? Okay, let's go to the next user case. What do we have here? Octave down plus direct plus octave up, right? So we're doing the same thing as before, but now we're adding even a third signal, and that's the octave up, right? So basically we're doing this here. Here we have to set it to dual, and here we have to set the octave up, right? There's no way to do that on here, and there is no way to do that on here. So we'll just, in this user case, in this scenario, we'll just play with these 4, right? So this is how it sounds like. So these two in this setting sound pretty much identical, as you can hear. You can see that we have to set the NANO POG differently than this pedal here. But of course on this we have the tone. So let's actually do something with that. So as you can hear, pretty powerful options there, pretty nice tone control with 3 different filters. My thoughts on the Pitchfork, it sounds pretty much it doesn't sound bad, it has character. I'm pretty annoyed by the noise still, but okay, it is what it is. And I'm still not hearing the 1 octave up properly. Interesting. Vintage mode. Yeah, so the vintage mode is not made for polyphonic stuff, right? So if you play more than 1 note, definitely go to the poly mode. Yeah, I mean, 3 completely different sounds, I feel. I feel that the OC-5 in this mode sounds the most natural. It leaves the guitar signal untouched. The Pitchfork pretty much changes it. Yeah, it does change it. And these two have a very similar, very unique sound as well. Let's actually go to the next user case. And this will be pretty simple. This will just be a noise test and a switch test, because now we have set them up properly.